This might be a little too avant-garde a look for RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm just saying. Hey, hi, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 4. So, without any further ado, Jorge, drink me! Ooh, thank you, Jorge. Sophisticated lady, Coke Zero and vodka. And I'm so sophisticated. So, it all comes down to this. The final four left standing were almost too pleased for themselves to bid Pixie farewell. But they did, even though it was clear that Pixie felt that she was robbed. I have to say, I was so surprised to hear John Bruce share a kind word about the one queen who had no trouble saying she felt John Bruce didn't deserve to be still in the competition. Don't get me wrong, Pixie wasn't the only one who thought so, but, well, she was the one who said it out loud. A lot. Here's to John Bruce and her kindness. I'm so serious. I had a spit in her eye. The next day, the queens were interrupted from basking in their own glory by Rue's final video message, which was chock-a-block with Rue's song titles. Of course it was, because for the final challenge of Season 4, the queens would be performing a mega mix of drag race anthems by RuPaul. Because she's not making enough money. The queens would be writing and recording their own lyrics to some of Rue's iconic songs, which Rue herself assigned. Black Peppa got Sissy That Walk. Cheddar Gorgeous got The Realness. Danny Beard got Call Me Mother, and John Bruce Blonde got Kitty Girl. Of course, there would also be the legendary Tic Tac Lunch with Rue and Michelle to partake in as well. So, with crowns and scepters in their eyes, the queens got down to writing. Black Peppa must have been relieved that there was no comedy elements in the final challenge, but that didn't stop her from trying to get into the other queens' heads by asking how they felt with it being a choreo-heavy performance challenge. Danny was thrilled, but that didn't stop her from having the best attitude about it by saying the only thing between her and doing all right was in her head, and possibly at the end of her ankles. Speaking of, Danny was the first one to talk to Rue and Michelle. Michelle wanted to know where Danny's confidence came from. Danny told of her younger years being bullied and physically abused to the point where her parents moved to another town, and her mom told her that this was a new start and that she could be whomever she wanted to be. So she chose to be confident. Well done, Danny Beard. Seriously. John Bruce was next, and this was more of a love-in between her, Rue, and Michelle. The only person missing maybe was John Bruce's mom. I love that there was a rough patch between them when John Bruce came out, and that they're closer than ever now. It's stories like that that show a parent's reaction to their child's coming out doesn't define their attitude or love. It also adds to the bouillabaisse that is the John Bruce we see before us now, who's relaxed enough to talk poo with her friends. How vivid. Cheers to John Bruce. Poo? Black Peppa told Rue and Michelle how important standing up for herself and leaving home and family in order to be able to embrace her queerness was, and how important it was for her to be an example for those who are still trapped in homophobic situations. It's the survival story to the 11th degree that I feel most people are lucky enough not to have experienced. Here's to the tenacious Black Peppa. Seriously. During Cheddar's lunch, Michelle, who already knew the legend that was Cheddar Gorgeous, asked her, why Drag Race? Why now? Cheddar talked about being on the cusp of quitting drag, and when she applied for Drag Race UK, she said she didn't expect to hear back from anyone. But when she got the rundown for what she'd need for the competition, it reignited that excitement in her again, and that no matter how it all ended, she would continue to do her drag her way. I'm so glad that she did too, because I feel it's that awakening that Cheddar was able to bring to people on her show, Drag SOS. So here's to Cheddar Gorgeous. Seriously. Then it was off to learn choreo with the deliciously handsome Claudemar Nero, and he wasn't alone. He brought some even cuter boys to dance with the queens, Brett and Logan. What queens? As a queen who's used to a little production and backup dancers, Peppa killed her rehearsal. Cheddar seemed more troubled by the dancers than the choreography, which is probably for the best because by the end of her session, she wasn't the worst. The funny thing about Danny's choreo session was her head. There were complaints. She was overthinking the situation and stopping herself from actually settling into it. But she assured Cloudemar that she'd have it all sorted on the day. Famous last words. Jonber's biggest hurdle was remembering which side was left and which side was right. Thankfully, we're only talking about two sides here. She had a 50-50 chance of being right. Seriously. And then it was finale day. Needless to say, the queens were excited. Would Jonbers be the first non-badge winner? Danny Beard didn't think so, but to be fair, if it all boiled down to badges, why were Jonbers and Peppers still there next to two 4-badge winners? Just asking. There was still a lot of love in the workroom as the queens got ready. They blew smoke up each other's butts as they shared their fave bits from the season, but I'm sure it was just production forcing them to do it. Otherwise, I feel they would have been too laser focused on themselves to talk about anything. I know I was stressing. On the runway, Rue looked good from the waist up for someone who looked like they'd skinned a Muppet. From the waist down, she looked like a Who from Whoville who hadn't finished getting dressed. Seriously. Shouldn't there have been a skirt? Michelle looked radiant in her red dominatrix ensemble. Graham was his handsome, gorgeous self in a gold brocade jacket, and the equally delicious Alan Carr had brought his custom opera glasses so as not to miss a thing. Never mind. Up first, the Maxi Challenge, which included the eliminated cast of Season 4 as set dressing. I'm sure that Starlet was thrilled. Black Peppa kicked it all off as only she could do. I liked her lyrics, especially her line about stumbling and getting back up again while doing the splits. Doesn't that hurt your groin when people do just, oh. Cheddar surprised me by actually singing her verse instead of rapping. And then, well, she blew me out of the water with her performance. There wasn't the slightest hint of awkwardness as she slithered up against those beautiful dancers in an outfit that I can only think was inspired by David Bowie. No? Danny Beard was the one I was worried the most about, but I needn't have been. Dance moves aside, she had on my favorite outfit in this Maxi Challenge. The big poofy Rue hair, the sparkly dress with tearaway skirt. It was almost too much for me. Seriously. I may have passed out a little there. Yes, I was drinking. Okay, for some reason, I did not record my opinion of Jonber's performance in the final challenge, but I will say this. I don't know if she talked herself up so much that I was expecting more, but I certainly was left wanting more. She looked good. I liked her outfit. It was all right, but I felt the other queens outshined her. And as far as her dancing went, well, she didn't suck, but she also seemed to be carried a lot is all I'm saying. Still, she didn't ruin it. That's a good thing. No? And then it was time for the last runway of the season. Category is Grand Finale Eleganza. Black Pepper looked gorgeous in her black and white outfit with white dreads. I just love white dreads. I love this look, although I didn't feel it was as eleganza as some of her past runways this season. Maybe if there'd been a bit more sparkle mixed in with the leather. Regardless, I still gave her a Fingerdoo. Well, good. Cheddar Gorgeous's H.I. Geiger-inspired three-fingered alien queen was beyond regal, so of course she got a Fingerdoo. Danny's runway was interesting. I didn't hate the look, although there was an element of having stuck gold feathers on a little black dress. Now her hair and makeup were a completely different story. The Queen Amidala wig was pure art alone and clinched a Fingerdoo for Miss Beard. Seriously. Jonber's runway wasn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be. The shield was distracting and blocked us from getting a good look at her outfit, which may have been a good thing because it was very similar to that white duster she wore for the Ruffles runway. Still, she looked good, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. And then the queens were critiqued, which is always a waste of time on the finale because, well, no one actually gets critiqued. And, of course, they did the pictures of their younger selves thing, which I hate. Everyone cried. What can I tell you? It was a rich tapestry. Back in the workroom, the top four were greeted by the past winners of Drag Race UK, who had advice and insights for their lives after Drag Race. Here's to Drag Race UK's royalty. It was so good to see them all again. And then it was time to crown the winner of Season 4. Right away, it was announced that Danny and Cheddar were the top two queens, as if there was ever any doubt. But here's to Black Pepper and John Burrs, who certainly didn't make it easy for the top two. Also, here's to John Burrs' resounding, "It should have been me!" I love a pinch of bitter in a finale. And by the way, Pinch of Bitter was the name of my Fringe show. Then it was time for the top two's final lip sync. The song, My Life by Dame Shirley Bassey. And I have to say, I thought this was a great song for these two queens to do because it's not a dance number. It allowed them both to emote and shine as only they could. Cheddar slowly removed pieces of her outfit until she was down to her corset and boots. It was all very fraught with emotions, is all I'm saying. Danny, on the other hand, just stood her ground and performed her heart out. In my opinion, I thought Cheddar was the winner of the lip sync, but as far as Rue was concerned, the winner of Drag Race UK Season 4 was Danny Beard. Cheers to Danny Beard, seriously. And cheers to all the queens for giving us such a great season of Drag Race from any country. How about you? Did you like the season? How about Danny winning? Was she your pick? If not, are you mad at it? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And while you're down there, you heard me, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you'd like to help support this channel, there are links to shopping at my Redbubble store, becoming a Fingerdoo, or joining the Fingerdoo family on Patreon. Until next time, miss me! Mwah. Seriously. I don't know, for a minute there, I had this idea that they were going to give it to John Burrs because during the critiques, they kept, I don't know, I felt like they were blowing smoke up her butt, telling her how good she did, because I didn't think she had the strongest showing in the challenge or on the runway. But the judges, I don't know, maybe they wanted her to feel good as she left empty-handed. I don't know. Mind you, the winner leaves empty-handed too. Because I think they mail them the scepter. I don't think they walk out. But I love this season. I thought it was a good season. I'm sorry Just May went first, but I don't feel like we missed anything. No offense. We got a great chance at meeting Starlet. I follow her on Instagram now because, oh, how can you not? John Burrs, oh. If they have a Miss Congeniality, I'd like to think that she would win only because she is just so lovely with everybody. But either way, oh gosh, such a great cast. LaPhil, I love her. Her Instagram is delicious as well. My God. Of course, now we're all on Instagram because, well, Twitter's going down like the Titanic.